Yeah, like you say, the atmospheres have varied a lot. Pakistan was very loud, Bangladesh very loud. So India, we didn't even play, and they were very loud. I guess coming tomorrow, usually you come to Lords and there's sort of a quiet murmur when you play England, but I guess playing Australia, it might be a little bit different when you have Kiwis and Australians filling out the seats. So it'll be a really good atmosphere, whatever it is, but I know for a fact that both teams are just looking forward to getting into the cricket. Every time we've turned up, we've had to try and adapt in terms of on the park, but also how we've looked to pick our side. Naturally, it has remained the same throughout, but there has been considerations. Once again, we'll just need to look at the surface, try and determine whether we think it'll spin. Over in England, it can at times, as we saw in the last game, which I think surprised everyone a little bit with the amount of spin that we saw. But like I say, we will need to have a look at the surface and pick our side accordingly. Oh, look, he's a world-class player. Obviously spent a bit of time with him over the years, and day in, day out, he's one of the top players for a reason. He's able to adjust to conditions and continue to improve his game. So we've seen that throughout this tournament as well, where all the talk's been about 350 plus. We might have seen it once, and it's actually been about sort of hard graft and trying to get yourself into a position of strength to get a competitive total, and he's been instrumental on the Australian side, that he's adapted his game and been able to help put his side in a position of strength. So we know he's a very good player. We want to still worry about us and what we want to achieve with the ball in hand, with the bat. And always importantly for us, it's how we operate with our attitude in the field as well. But it's going to be a great occasion, always is, when you have the opportunity to play Australia, but obviously here at this ground as well, so an exciting prospect. Yeah, look, they've got a very strong top order. They've been playing really well as well, the Aussie side as a whole. So, naturally you're targeting anyone that's at the crease, basically, and that's what we'll be looking to do tomorrow. But we know that every time we play against Australia, they're a very strong challenge. But yeah, it's. I think the most important thing is adapting to the conditions. Sometimes I think we've seen in the last few games that looking to blast teams out, perhaps with the use of seam movement and these sorts of things, it hasn't quite been there, and it's been about playing the long game a little bit. So we haven't played at Lords yet, and we'll just have to assess those conditions. I don't think I have a say in any of that, to be fair. It's just, for us, it's just focusing on the cricket that we want to play and try and stick to that to give ourselves the best chance. In terms of the outside, I guess, opinions or pieces that are written, that's not really for us to control. But there are some very strong sides, some highly ranked sides in this tournament, that the likes of Australia and India and England and all these perhaps sides that have come into the tournament as favourites, and rightly so. They've been playing really good cricket. But as we know, and every side does, that when you come to a World Cup or any tournament for that matter, that on the day anybody can beat anybody, and we've seen that on different occasions already in this tournament. It kind of is what it is, really. You come to tournaments and sides beat each other and they climb the ladder, and that's what everybody sort of desires to do, and who remains is kind of the ones that go through. But at the end of the day, you're just trying to play the best cricket that you can to try and put yourself in one of those top four positions. And there's so many games of cricket that so many different things can happen. We know in the sport the variables and uncontrollables that we can come up against on any given day, and perhaps some sides might be more suited to certain conditions than others on a certain day, and that's just the nature of the beast. So I guess you mentioned England. They've got a couple of games coming up, but they're still in a strong position, as a few other sides. And the focus, I think, probably for all of those sides is to keep trying to apply what they know holds themselves in the strongest position, which is the sort of cricket that they want to play, which is equally different to one another. And when the time comes and round robin's finished, if you can hang your hat on that, then at the end of the day you can either walk away and end up in a semi-final or know that you've done that and it hasn't quite happened. Everyone is wanting more, always, I guess, for a start. And then you come into a tournament where conditions vary so much, and someone like Munro's looked really nice for the most part, and along with a number of other guys, and then kind of had some good balls or some lack of fortune, and it's led to downfalls. So it's so important that you quickly look to move on and face what's in front of you rather than perhaps correct too much of what's gone before, because the challenges are always new, new opposition, new surfaces. So for us as a team, it's trying to buy into, once again, what we think is important, and that's sort of playing for one another and adjusting to the surfaces with smart cricket, whoever's in that 11.